I had been a big fan of strategy games for a long time, but I wasn't really into the roguelikes or roguelites, the deck-building card battler genre I had never heard of before, but I saw some of the promotional material for a game called Inscryption, and it intrigued me. The spooky aesthetic was very enticing, and the notion of being trapped in this cabin in the middle of the woods with a creepy and obscure opponent who simply wants to play a game with you. It was certainly a curiosity that drew me in. The game eases you into it very slowly, teaching you the mechanics one at a time, letting you get through the game at your own pace. I played for 20 minutes, lost, had to go all the way back to square one and start again, but this time with a bit more knowledge of how the game's mechanics worked. One of the coolest things about this game is the ability to alter your cards, change them, rip them apart, or cram two of them together to make a new strange card. It's really fun to discover new synergies, taking two cards that are individually very weak, but combining them to become unbelievably broken. There are lots of ways to create imbalanced, overpowered cards, and that's something that the game encourages by having the antagonist himself be a cheating bastard. He's pulling out all the stops, trying to do everything he can to sabotage you. Well, two can play that game. And then you beat him at his own game. You get to the end of his challenge, but then you gotta start over again at square one. Because beating the game is not beating the game. That style of deception is very frequent. Nothing is quite what it seems. Sometimes you'll play a card and it'll look a little different than you remember, and you're wondering, why is this the case? And when you finally escape from the cabin, when you finally find the exit, you learn that this game is kind of three different games stitched together. And they all have a very different aesthetic, and they play somewhat differently. It's a bit of a bold choice, because while most people do enjoy the first act, not everyone is going to like the second or third act. You really can't beat the first act. The first act is the best, so I would definitely encourage people to check it out, and if they really enjoyed the first act of the game, maybe consider playing the rest of the game. But even if you only played the first act is still really strong. So strong, in fact, that there's an additional mode in the game that allows you to play this first act over and over in more of an actual, repeatable roguelike challenge mode. And I put a lot of time into this. I had a lot of fun with it. It's got a lot of challenges, new mechanics, new cards, and a new final boss. It's just a lot of fun. That's what Inscryption is for me. It's just a lot of fun. Sometimes I get a little pissed, because again, the opponent you're going up against is an actual asshole and he likes to throw garbage at you, and sometimes it just feels really unfair. But being able to turn the tables on him by throwing your own unfair cards at him, that's satisfying. That is cathartic. And of course, like so many games I enjoy, it is also very moddable. People are making their own cards. Some of them fit very well into the aesthetic of the game. Some of them are jokey. Some of them are just references to other games. Prepare to get punched in your face! And some of the modders have invented entirely new game modes. Building off of a 2-minute teaser in the main campaign, they turn that into an actual fleshed out game mode. And that's really awesome. I just can't get enough of this game. The humming song that plays when you're going up against the trapper opponent, the way the cards berate you if they don't think you're playing well enough, those times when your opponent thinks that they've got the upper hand, and you draw that one card you made that's got an attack power of 25, and then you hit him so hard that not only do you win that hand, he has to give you a handful of teeth, which he uses as currency. Why do you have so many teeth, strange man? Why do you have so many teeth in this cabin in the woods? Even after beating the entire campaign and going through the entirety of that challenge mode, Casey's Mod, and modding the game to high heck and back, I still find myself being drawn back in. Not constantly, it doesn't feel so severe that it's an addiction, but I just love coming back and playing this game again because it was designed very well and I had a lot of fun with it.